Hello, a warm welcome to today's session AI Training Goldrush, capturing the multi trillion dollar opportunity. As organizations worldwide race to adopt AI, one truth is becoming clear: AI success isn't just about technology, it's about people. Today, we'll explore how forward thinking enterprises are seizing the AI opportunity through skills development, role based certification, and scalable workforce readiness programs that deliver real business value. This session is being recorded and we encourage you to drop your questions in the Q&A panel anytime during the webinar. We'll take them forward towards the end. I'm delighted to introduce our speakers for today. First, we have Ben Watson, Chief Commercial Officer at AI CERTs. Ben has built and scaled multiple education technology ventures, including founding and selling scholars.com to Skillsoft. At AI CERTs, he leads global growth, helping organizations define role based AI readiness and transform AI from a buzzword into a measurable capability. Ben is passionate about empowering enterprises to make AI adoption a true competitive advantage, and he's here today to share how to do just that. Joining him is Miranda Van Berkel, Vice President of Strategic Partnerships at AI Certs. In her role, Miranda leads strategic alliances across the globe, forging partnerships with leading education providers, learning platforms, and governments to drive large scale AI readiness initiatives. She is passionate about the intersection of learning and technology and plays a pivotal role in helping organizations align workforce capabilities with the demands of the AI era. Together, Ben and Miranda bring a unique global perspective on how organizations, from enterprise to training partners, can capture value from the fast emerging AI training market. With that, let's quickly dive right in. Ben and Miranda, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you. Miranda, you all set? Oh, you're on mute. Oh, I gotcha.
Oh gosh. Sorry. Yeah, let's go. Please kick it
All
off,
right,
Ben.
everyone. Uh, first thing I got. All right. Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope your day is going well. We're going to spend the next 58 minutes going through AI certs, who we are, what we're about, how we think about AI readiness and certifications. But equally more interesting, I think, is Miranda's going to take us through some interesting market research around AI and how it's growing so quickly here in the US and in North America. Several interesting slides, just trying to put some numbers to the opportunity. And then we'll round up the session looking at some case studies on how AI is being used. Um, I think I put three of them into today's session. Again, just doing some real life examples, not so much around the training, but just the way that AI is changed in the way industries and roles are being impacted as AI becomes more common. And then we'll go through and wrap up with the partnering model that we offer and all the rest. And then throughout today's session, please put your questions into the chat. If we can, we'll discuss them during the session itself. It's a big audience today, so we won't always have time to answer them one-on-one in the chats. But again, amazed to see the turnout. Love to see everyone so interested in learning more about us, AI certs, and the opportunity around helping people get ready for AI. So with that done, Miranda, let's go to the next slide. I'll tee things up and then I'll hand things over to you to go through kind of the market research. Um, for those of you that haven't heard us, we are AI Certs. We're one of the largest certification bodies in the world, focused on AI and specifically AI readiness and AI mastery. As you can see here on this slide, we are focused on role-based certification programs. Programs that are available both in terms of instructor-led courses and self-paced e-learning courses. And both of those, regardless of how you take the course, include access to an online proctored exam. In fact, it's one of the things I like around AI certs is our certification programs combine the course and the exam together. We're focused on role-based because that's where we're seeing the biggest impact around AI. Every role, every industry is being impacted by AI. It doesn't matter whether you're in financial services or legal or healthcare. Every industry is starting to embrace AI and frankly embracing it quickly. But the way AI is being used is at the role level. And I think this is a really important distinction because someone using AI, the tools offered by their company, for example, who is in a marketing role versus a legal role versus an accountant on the finance team, all three of those roles are using AI differently, even though they're all part of the same company, right? And this is why we're really focused on that role level impact of AI. Generic training, standard way of thinking about these things, it doesn't work with AI. AI is ultra personalized to how the person in that role is using it, right? And again, we're focused on this gap between people that are curious about AI, they're exploring AI, right? And moving them into intentionally trying to understand the context of the context and the impact of AI in their industry, in their role, prior to them heading down, the vendor technical training and all the rest. And what I mean by that is your company is using Microsoft Copilot. Microsoft and their partners, they offer Microsoft Copilot training. We are addressing that gap in the middle, right? And that gap is huge because the impact of AI is being felt most by working professionals. The technical roles, software developers and things like that, they're used to ongoing technical changes and all the rest. They're in technical roles, right? Granted, AI is having a big impact in those areas too, but it's those people in the roles that traditionally have not been heavily impacted by technology, the legal, the lawyers, the accountants, the salespeople, the marketing people, the HR people, all these professional roles, right? Now, with that said, that readiness gap, right, getting people ready on their AI journey is applicable to everyone in their life cycle of their career, right? Whether you're students, whether you're looking for a job, you're early in your career, you're mid, you're now an executive or a leader. Every one of these people are being impacted by AI. The executives are like, how do I think about AI from a strategy point of view? Students are thinking about, I need to go out and find a job. I need to be AI ready, right? So wherever you're at, big range of roles being impacted across all these industries. And then no matter where you are in your career, beginning or now you're managing people, all these people are now like, I need to learn more about AI. Now, you can see I'll go through it. I'll show you a slide in a moment. There's, I don't know, 54 certification programs that we offer, covering 54 roles. We are a certification body, right? So, geez, I learned this morning, Miranda, like this month and maybe over the next 4 weeks, we're releasing 18 new certification programs. It's crazy.
I know, I
It's
know.
Yeah, we just in the last couple of days we did AI plus real estate. We did some healthcare certifications. A couple of weeks earlier we did AI plus construction, AI plus mining, roles and industries and all the rest. I'll show you that in a moment. Now, the one thing that's not on this slide is the fact that there is over 450 people working for AI certs. That is massive. That is why we're able to create all these role-specific certifications today and in the future, and create all those ways to prepare for the exam, the instructor-led courses, the self-paced e-learning courses, and things like that, because there's literally hundreds of us doing all the research and the rigorous certification process that we are required to go through, and really starting to create this. 54 certifications now. We'll be at 75 in what, 6 weeks. By the end of this year or January, we would have doubled the portfolio. I met with the product team this morning. They showed me the roadmap for 250 certifications by the end of next year,
That's
because
amazing.
so many roles and so many industries, right? So when we think about this portfolio, right, you can see here, and there's a couple of different views. I just took one of the views that's easiest to put all the boxes on the page. I don't know what we're going to do when we're at 75. They're going to be really small boxes, but left side of the screen, 1 day certification programs. Right side of the screen, 5 day certification programs. Think of this in terms of AI fundamentals and AI mastery. Okay, 1 days and 5 days. Now, not only are all these roles being impacted, but we offer these more in-depth mastery level courses, these 5 day courses on the right-hand side. So if we start on the right-hand side just for fun, data and robotics, right? It blows my mind that we have a 5 day certification program on quantum computing. Okay, there's only 3 instructors certified to teach this in the world, but AI is having a huge impact in quantum computing, likewise around robotics, data agent, AI plus data. And then for developers, you can see all the roles there. Security, that's a big focus area for us. Both, hackers are using AI, defenders are using AI. The traditional ways of learning about security, you know, they don't work anymore because you really have to have something built from the ground up, AI native. This is what our courses are. They're focused on AI in that security domain area. You can see cloud, AI plus architect. We even get into blockchain and Bitcoin because they're complementary technologies increasingly being used together as well. That's the right-hand side, 5 days, self-paced, instructor-led, include the courses. Those are, kind of, some of these you can see here, level 1, level 2, level 3, mastery courses. The left-hand side is all about these role-based working professionals, right? So at the top, upper left-hand, the essentials. We think wherever you are at the beginning of your journey, you really should understand what is AI. So AI Plus Foundation is this free AI literacy course. We have AI for everyone. We have AI for leaders and executives. And then we have AI Plus Prompt, and that's just effective prompting techniques. We think everyone should be taking one or more of those courses. And then from the business point of view, you can see how we map to an entire org chart of a company. You're in sales, we got a 1 day foundational certification for you. Marketing, HR, you're in business intelligence, you're a BI analyst, you're in customer service, you're in legal, you're a product manager, a project manager, right? All these things are covered. And then you can see below that some areas of almost like specialization, right? You're an educator, you're an L&D, you're a designer, right? You're in healthcare, you're in government. So you can see here roles, and then you can see industries on that left-hand side of things. Now, you can go to the website, aicerts.ai. You can, read all in more detail about these things. I mean, heck, by the time we finish today's webinar, there's probably another certification being released, right? 450 people working away 24/7. Now, the reason why I show you this is we need partners to bring this to these individuals and these organizations being impacted, right? That's the goal. We need partners in every corner of the world, in every country, in different languages, tackling these problems. We're a certification body, right? We don't deliver the instructor-led courses. We are partner-led for instructor-led training. The goal today is to try and tee things up and see if we can go from a couple of hundred partners a day to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of partners. Now, why do we need so many partners? I kind of mentioned it earlier. Every industry, every role. Finance, legal, healthcare, government, construction, mining, real estate. All of these, many of these require specialized partners, right? Partners that understand the legal industry versus the finance industry, right? We have partners that are big and global, and then we have partners that are small and focused and specialized. Not every partner is going to offer, of course, every one of these certification programs. Somewheres in here is something I think you would go and say, I can find the people that are being impacted by that. All right, let's go to the next slide. Try and get ourselves on track here. Miranda, I'm going to hand things over to you because as much as I said, here's our big portfolio and it's getting bigger, give us the numbers behind this. What's driving our growth? What's driving the interest in AI?
Thank you, Ben. And again, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This is really built around a simple but powerful idea. AI isn't just transforming industries, it's really redefining the American workforce. The US dominates global AI investment, so over 80% of deal value originates here in the United States. But growth this fast poses a new challenge. There must be more capital. There is more capital than capability. And every sector is doubling down on AI, but without enough trained professionals, something that Dan was mentioning as well, the return on investment remains limited. And that's where strategic training partnerships step in. Right now, the US leads the world in AI innovation and enterprise adoption. But here is the real question. Can our workforce keep up? An important question. And let's start with the scale of what's happening currently. So the US AI market is expected to grow from about 55 billion this year already to more than 219 billion by 2030. Boom, that's a number. And that's an almost fourfold increase in just 6 years. And while enterprise investments in AI are accelerating at record speed, workforce capability just isn't keeping pace. That's the inflection point we're here to talk about. Even the most innovative organizations are struggling to translate their AI investment into measurable return on investment. Why? Really, why? Because their teams often lack practical AI fluency. By 2030, roughly half of the US workforce, and you hear that more British accent here, I'm from the Netherlands, by the way, for your information. By 2030, roughly half of the US workforce will need some level of AI-related upskilling. Yet most organizations are still in the early stages of adoption. This is something we definitely see every day. So let's talk about one of the biggest challenges we see, and that's the growing mismatch between the pace of AI adoption and workforce readiness. While companies are accelerating their AI investment, the workforce isn't keeping up. And that gap is becoming a defining factor for all kinds of competitiveness. So by 2030, up to 50% of the US workforce may need some form of AI-related upskilling. But this isn't just about data scientists or engineers. And we heard Ben mentioning a couple of different certification programs we have. It's every role that's being redefined by AI. So from HR and marketing to finance and operations. The demand for AI fluency is growing faster than traditional learning systems really can support. And at the same time, enterprise AI learning budgets are expanding rapidly, up to 20 to 35% over year. So organizations are spending more, but not necessarily seeing the returns. And the reason is because the learning isn't yet targeted at real job roles or the day-to-day impact. AI is impacting us. Those two letters, they are impacting us. So executives consistently they cite the skills gaps as the number one barrier to realizing the AI return on investment. But it's not really the technology holding them back, it's the people side. So closing this skill gap directly, that really translates into unlocking productivity, innovation, and measurable business outcomes. And that is what we all want. So as BCG noted in their AI at work research, most organizations, they are still in their AI adoption journey. Fewer than half have integrated AI deeply into their workflows. So the single biggest lever to change that is talent, skills. And once that gap is closed, organizations can finally capture the full value of their AI investments. So the story here is simple, if I may use that word. The AI revolution isn't just about technology, it's about readiness. And the companies that win will be the one that build AI fluency across their entire workforce when it comes to everything AI related. So what we are seeing is a major shift in how organizations approach AI learning and development. Are you still with me, people? So
I'm here.
what used
You
to
got
be,
me.
hey, okay, Ben, happy to hear. So what used to be small pilot programs or isolated initiatives starting a couple of years ago, it's evolving into enterprise-wide AI upscaling strategies. And the data behind this transformation, it's striking. The United States corporate learning and development market alone is valued at around 110 billion in 2024, and it's projected to surpass 140 billion by 2030. I do understand I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you, but that growth is being driven largely by the integration of AI and digital skills into every layer of workforce development. So by 2027, up to 20% of all corporate L&D spending will be dedicated to AI or digital skill development. What does this mean? This means AI learning is no longer a niche investment. It's becoming a core part of how companies future-proof their teams. AI and digital skills are growing at a 15 to 27% compound annual rate. And that is one of the fastest in the learning and development landscape. We're seeing that reflecting in budgets. So the average learning spend per employee has already risen to between $1,300 and $1,750 US, and it continues to increase as what we also see AI programs expand. So what this tells is that the corporate learning market isn't just growing, it's pivoting towards AI readiness, and you heard me mentioning that quite some time. AI readiness at scale. So organizations are moving beyond experimentation to embedded AI capability into their cultures, into their roles, and into their performance systems. And this marks the really transition from AI pilots to AI driven enterprises. couple of more slides sharing a little bit behind the market. So what we are all seeing now is a fundamental shift. AI learning has become an enterprise mandate. It's no longer a pilot, an experiment, or a side project led by innovation teams. It's now being embedded into the core of corporate learning strategies across major US enterprises. Companies like, we all know them, Microsoft, JP Morgan, Walmart, Amazon, IBM. They are leading the way, embedding AI learning programs across both, so the technical and the business functions. And this signals that AI fluency is becoming a standard capability, not limited to IT or data teams, but expected across the entire workforce. We're seeing AI learning investments rising 20 to 35% year over year across industries. And this growth tells us companies are moving beyond pilots. They are scaling up AI capability as a sustained strategic initiative. It's not just corporate initiatives driving the shift. So we have national programs like AI for America and state level AI for all. And we see that that is expanding. Let me check the time because I can talk about this like forever. I'm still good, I see. Okay, so this alignments between public and private sectors is speeding up. The complete edition across industries. And for leading organizations, AI literacy is now strategic imperative. It's treated as a core productivity and an innovation driver, not an elective skill. So what we also see is that L&D learning and development teams are building AI capability into their performance culture, ensuring every role from leadership to frontline, if I may call it like that, understands how to lever AI responsibly and effectively. So the message is clear, I think, and I will repeat myself once again. Leading enterprises are really institutionalizing AI learning, and the companies that invest in workforce AI readiness are the ones that will lead tomorrow's innovation economy. Please take this into your thoughts and into account. We are entering what I call the governance era as well, and where edtech and enterprise demand for AI learning are finally aligning. And the US edtech market is accelerating rapidly, driven by both technology innovation and the pressure from organizations to upskill their people at scale. So what we see is that platforms like Coursera, Udemy, Simply Learn are now doubling down on generative AI and applied AI programs. And what is important is that they are not just adding courses. What's important is that they are not just adding courses, they are reshaping their entire learning ecosystem to meet with the enterprise level skills need. Let's be honest, it's all new to us, AI. So what we are also seeing is a deep collaborations between edtechs, major tech companies like Google and IBM, and of course also the leading universities. And these partnerships are creating standardized learning to employment pathways, ensuring that what's taught aligns directly with the skills employers and also the demanding. What we also see is on the Fortune 500 L&D teams, they are no longer waiting for content to trickle down. They are sourcing directly from tech ecosystems. And that shift shows how AI learning has moved from academic experimentation to corporate strategy execution. And we're seeing this momentum everywhere around the globe. I'm living in Europe. I'm working with teams across the world. We see it everywhere. So AI-focused participation is surging at major US events, specifically like the AI Summit in New York, the NVIDIA GTC, and a couple of others. This reflects a broader recognition AI learning isn't a siloed function. It's really a competitive differentiator for companies, but also for individuals. And all these elements feed into what we call the AI learning flywheel, as you can see on the screen. So connecting edtech platforms, enterprises, universities, and certifications, and together they create a continuous cycle. So we have the demand, we have the learning, we have the adoption, we have the return on investment, and there it is again, more demand. And that's how the ecosystem sustains itself and scales. So the conversion era is here, where edtech meets enterprise and AI learning becomes the connective tissue between innovation, talent, and business impact. So at this point, one thing is clear: AI skills have become the new competitive currency. And the real differentiator isn't who has the best tools, it's who has the most capable AI literate workforce. And that's exactly where partners in the Traino ecosystem come in. Right now, enterprise AI investment is growing faster than workforce capability, and companies are adopting AI solutions at scale, but their people can't always keep pace. And that's creating both a skills gap and a huge opportunity for learning providers and partners. And this is where training providers, and I did mention that earlier, they play a critical role. And they are really the missing link, the bridge between technology, investment, business outcomes. And without structured, scalable learning programs, even the best AI tools won't deliver return on investments. So organizations increasingly want proof of readiness. So that's why certification-backed learning is emerging as a trusted benchmark, and Ben will share some more information around that later on. But that validates employability, ensures enterprise readiness, and builds confidence in AI adoption across every role, so that people also know what to do with AI and how to use it in their daily job roles. And finally, the first movers in AI training, they stand to benefit the most. So I think that that's important for you, dear people. They gain early strategic partnerships, establish market credibility, positions themselves to serve a rapidly expanding and recurring demand from enterprise clients. And let me say it like this. In other words, can I say it? Yes, I can say it. In other words, those who move first, they lead first. So the partner advantage is clear in a world where AI capability defines competitiveness. Training and certification providers are the true enablers of enterprise success. So something about partner modules, and then in a couple of minutes I'll give back the floor to you, Ben. But we designed 4 partnership modules to fit different growth strategies. So we have the Authorized training partner, we have the academic alliance, affiliates, and association partner. It's a difficult word for me to pronounce sometimes, sorry about that. So each module helps you monetize your expertise, skill, delivery, and access enterprise contracts faster. And that's, of course, backed by AI CERTs credibility. So for universities, colleagues, and associations, the goal is to really empower learners and members with globally benchmarked AI certification that align with major digital skills frameworks. So we work with 2 types of partners. We also have the academic alliance partners who integrate AI cert programs directly into degree or professional curricula, for instance, and change employability and future readiness. We have association partners, and how do we partner with them? Those partners offer co-branded learning initiatives, helping members earn industry-recognized credentials, and that boosts, of course, the credibility and the relevance. The second module focuses on training providers, resellers, and enterprise learning teams who want to deliver high-impact AI and blockchain certifications, because that's the next big thing that's going to come, in my humble opinion, with full LMS exam and, of course, the marketing support. And within this group, so the authorized training partners, they expand their portfolio with, sorry about that, world-class certifications and verified credentials ready to deliver to individuals or corporate clients. And the affiliates such as influencer or online educators, they can participate through our commission-based referral programs, helping to drive awareness and access. Together, these partner modules form a scalable ecosystem connecting education, enterprise, and individuals through one shared goal. And that's truly the goal we all share. What it is, here it comes. Building AI readiness and verified capability at every level. Whether you're shaping talent pipelines or driving enterprise adoption, there's a partnership model designed for you, and we have it. Last thing that I would like to share with you before I give it back to you, Ben, what you get with AI CERTs. So let's talk a minute about what our partners get. What are the benefits? Well, partners they gain access to AI CERTs' extensive certification portfolio, which currently includes 50 plus certifications across professional and technical tracks, with 50 more in development, and a lot to come. The instructor materials are provided free of charge, including an onboarding and ongoing support via dedicated instructor portal. The other end, there's also an e-learning option. Partners receive onboarding, of course. We are here to help. There's a whole team backing you up, and you are receiving onboarding. We also call that kickoff sessions, joint marketing strategy, for instance, and access to a vast resource library where you can find marketing kits, social media templates, all kinds of docs that you can use for your selling or course outlines, checklists. It's in there. Battle cards, for instance. So we do provide branded marketing collateral and campaign planning, even lead generation support. So providing speakers and leads for webinars, for instance. We also do have a monthly partner meeting, and ongoing enablement sessions are available. And this is what I really would like to highlight. We're in this together. We actively listen to partners with their requests. And one of the recent examples of those is the creation of, for instance, geo-specific event, country-specific social media marketing assets. So that's all in the partner portal that we have, where our partners can find all the materials. And of course, I mentioned it before, but we are here, the onboarding is there, and we are in it together. So what we also do, for instance, and that is something that I certainly would like to highlight as well, also resources such as the AI Plus Foundation program. Sorry, it's actively promoted as a complementary offering to drive registrations and engagements by our partner. So to conclude, AI CERTs supports partners with onboarding, marketing kits, co-branded campaigns. We are aiming to maximize reach and conversion. And now let's switch gears and talk about some of our industry-specific use cases of AI. So, Ben, are you ready?
I am ready. All right, let's go to the next
Okay,
slide.
handing the
And
floor back to you. Thank
all
you.
right. Well, thank you, Miranda. We just spent, the last 30 minutes, Miranda kicked off with a series of data-driven slides, right? Just, helping us understand how quickly AI is taking root. Specifically, this webinar is really focused on the North America market. We do other ones on Asia Pacific and Europe and so on, but the story is the same across all the regions. AI is growing quite quickly, and it's growing in a way that is unlike traditional technology cycles beforehand. This isn't like rolling out Office 365 to everyone. This is rolling out a set of tools and apps and technologies that help to augment and automate the key things that many of us do in our different job roles. I would call out two phrases I'd love to hear Miranda mention is the growing need for AI literacy and increasing the growing need for AI fluency, right? So, previously, when computers came out, right, it was about digital literacy, right? You needed to know about computers. Same thing when it comes to AI literacy, whether you're using AI or not, everyone needs to be aware of AI at the most literate level. And that's where that AI Plus Foundation course comes in that Miranda mentioned. But the fluency is the growing need. Think of AI like speaking a different language, right? It is literally how you interact with the set of tools and capabilities, how you speak to it, how you interpret what it says back to you. That's this new phrase, AI fluency, right? So you go from AI literacy to fluency, and then you go into mastery, right? Um, all of this is about the need for enterprises needing everyone in their company to have verified capabilities, whether it's basic knowledge to advanced mastery level knowledge. This isn't a technology that impacts a few people inside an organization, maybe this technical team here or this team over here. Everyone is starting to be impacted by that. Now, how do we do all this stuff? I'll take you through a couple of slides. We'll look at some case studies or wrap things up in the next 17 so minutes. I will say, guys, the chats are hopping. You're keeping myself and two other people in the background monitoring the chats. That's why you're seeing all these posts. We're doing kind of public responses to the so many chats coming or questions coming in through the chats. You can see here the last one being around the AI Plus Foundation course that we're just speaking about. Now, remember all of our certification programs, whether they're instructor-led or e-learning, include the certification exam. Likewise, whether you're taking the instructor-led class taught by the instructor, PowerPoint slides and all the rest, or you're doing self-paced e-learning, everyone gets access to the e-learning, whether you're instructor-led or whether you're self-paced. Now, interesting enough, the way we do this is when we cover a topic, we offer 4 different ways for you to learn the topic. You can watch a video about it. You can listen to a 2-person interactive podcast. You can listen to an audio chapter from the book. You can read the book. And you even have access to an AI mentor that is trained on that specific course to help guide and coach you as you go through it, right? So, listen, watch, read, interact, and discuss with the mentor. You choose how you want to go and learn that particular topic in that course. For example, I'm not a big fan of videos, but I love the podcasts. I love the podcasts because we have an app. The app is available on Android and Apple phones. And when I take my dogs for a walk, I listen to the podcast, right? That's just the way that I learn. Sometimes when I'm at my work desk, I may watch a video to take a break from my regular job. right? So multimodality, each of these being different modalities, right? The interesting thing on the app, I just learned yesterday, we had our monthly partner meeting. And in prep for that, I was told by our app team that we now have had over 500,000 downloads of our app, right? So not only are people learning through, traditional laptops and computers, increasingly they're also learning through the app itself. Okay.
Okay, Ben, so
Um,
may I comment to that?
yes,
Okay. Woohoo!
I
Sorry.
know. 500,000. It's interesting. If you go to some of our LinkedIn posts, our CEO, Russell, actually kind of says how quickly this has happened. We only released the app a couple of months ago, and I think in the last week we went up by like 50,000 or something. There's a screenshot here. You can see it on the left. That blue box is the mentor. In the middle is where the content is playing, where there's the podcast or the videos and stuff. And then on the right-hand side, you have the table of contents, and you can switch between these different modalities, these different ways of learning. Let's go to the next slide because these are ways to prepare for the exam, right? The exam is an online proctored exam. Okay. So again, we do job task analysis, objective domains, skills blueprinting. We get into the roots of how a person needs to understand and think about AI in their role, even if it is an 8-hour course, one day instructor led or an 8-hour self paced. Serious stuff because, again, individuals and increasingly enterprises want that validated outcome, that verified capability. This is what a typical exam looks like. It's 90 minutes long, passing score 70%, 50% multiple choice questions delivered through an online proctored exam. And then in the end, you get this certificate. Now, the certificate is actually kind of cool because the certificate is actually stored on a technology called blockchain. Think of this as like an open ledger where everything is recorded, which means it can't be tampered or changed and it can be verified. That's what that QR code does in the bottom right-hand corner, right? This isn't a stupid PDF. Hey, thanks for taking the quiz. It's you've earned this thing. It is now stored on a public encrypted ledger that can be verified by scanning that QR code. It's tamper-proof. It's portable. It goes with you. You literally get a wallet of these things, right? So I love that. Let's go to the next slide. Let's continue down this part. Let's look at some, 3 case studies as well. I threw these in here because I wanted to add some context, right? One is, man, there's a big demand. We need a lot of partners. We need different types of partners offering these different types of certification programs in different industries to, working professionals, to technical roles and all the rest. But how's the AI being used? I put this one here. I find it fascinating just in terms of when I go and say, AI is having a big impact on financial services as an industry, right? A lot of this stuff is industry specific, the type of impact. Think of MasterCard, the credit card company, tons and tons of data. AI loves data. How is MasterCard starting to look at this? Biggest thing that credit card companies face is fraud, credit card fraud. They're using it in terms of analytics, right? How can they go and determine before, during, and after a credit card transaction whether it's valid or not? Look at the impact at the bottom of the slide. 200% improvement in fraud detection accuracy, right? 50% reduction in false positives. Guys, this is why people in financial services are getting so excited about AI because it's making them so much more effective and so much more productive, right? Entire banks are training people on AI, whether you're the receptionist in the mail room, whether you're in the fraud detection, whether you're a bank teller, every one of these roles are using AI. I even go back to the role of the receptionist, right? People in frontline communications are one of the ones embracing AI tools so quickly because it helps them respond faster to things. So, MasterCard, data, analysis, fraud detection. Let's go to the next slide. Legal industry, just like the finance industry, they are quickly embracing AI, but in a different way, right? Not a lot of financial transactions when you're in the legal industry, but there's a lot of data in terms of case law, right? There's a lot of documents when you're a lawyer, right? AI is really starting to help augment the lawyers, and increasingly, agents are being used by lawyers as well. Agents help to automate workflows, right? So not just helping you, but actually taking over some of those workflows so you can focus on things that are of higher value, right? So here, a lot of the stuff is around research, citing previous judgments and court rulings, preparing for a court case, even getting to the point of trying to predict the probability of success, right? And you can see here, Case Crunch, just one example, how it's so good at analyzing all this legal documents that the accuracy is even better than the lawyers, right? Because the lawyers traditionally have spent so much time doing this research and preparation and all the rest. AI comes along and says, I can really help you on that analytical side so you can focus on the strategy side of things. Now, again, this is helping people who are lawyers, whether you're a paralegal, a research assistant, or a practicing lawyer in front of a judge, step up their capabilities by AI doing more and more of this now viewed as foundational work. Let's go to the next one. Last one, I think. I only put 3 in here. Healthcare. Oh my gosh, here in the US, I'm a Canadian, right? I live here in Raleigh, North Carolina, but I'm Canadian. Whether you're in Canada or the US, or in many parts of the world, not all parts, we are living longer, right? And as we're living longer, the healthcare systems in the countries are always under pressure. They're always under stress, right? We need more healthcare people. And at the same point in time, the complexity of the things they're trying to deal with continues to increase as well. When I meet with my doctor, he literally has now an AI assistant in the palm of his hand, right? As I'm talking to him, the AI assistant is transcribing it and making recommendations based on my past history. And he and his AI assistant is working with me on the things that I need to do, right? AI is really popping up in healthcare. I love it because on our side, we have this entire portfolio around AI plus healthcare, AI plus doctor, AI plus nurse, AI plus billing administrator. There's a set of roles specific to the healthcare industry, right? Now, at this point, you've hopefully had a chance to read through this slide. Again, the root of many areas that are being impacted by AI is because those areas generate a lot of data. That was the original starting point of AI, right? Whether you're financial transactions, legal documents, or patient data, right? AI really thrives on analyzing that stuff. And now we're moving into even broader cases, use cases outside of that. But one of the key things behind this stuff is, man, things are moving quickly. AI is changing. Gosh, it feels like on a weekly basis. I'm not talking OpenAI's ChatGPT and stuff. Microsoft is releasing agents now. They're releasing new types of AI apps, tools, and technologies. Google is, AWS is. Even more importantly, all these small purpose-built app companies. There are companies that are just building apps for lawyers or apps for accountants because what they need is different, because their role in industry uses AI differently. Everything's moving quickly, right? Companies are looking for partners to come in and not do training, for partners to come in and partner with the company itself and say, I can help you on your AI journey, right? This is where we're part of that puzzle, right? Yes, I would love to have partners who do, standard class deliveries of our certification programs. That's a value, but increasingly there's even more value where partners come in and say, let me put together a solution for you. And part of that is the certification programs from AI CERTs. You can read the stats here, right? It's growing. There's no doubt that it is spreading to every corner in every industry, impacting every role. This is why we're at 50, soon to be 100, soon to be 250 certification programs. We need partners to bring this to market. We're the certification body, right? We are the ones creating solutions to these problems, but we need the partners to then bring it into those industries and those companies and those people working in those different industries, right? Now, we went through, you can see it in the chat, just, some of those things in terms of we have authorized training partners, we have authorized academic partners, we have association partners, we have affiliate partners, we even have a new program coming out designed for consulting companies. Why so many different partner programs? Because each of those are addressing a different audience that have different needs. Academics, right, whether you're students or faculty, right, the way you think about AI readiness and mastery is different than if you're a training company trying to meet the needs of your enterprise customers versus associations. Every industry has multiple associations. They're trying to get their members ready for it as well. And even if you want to become an affiliate and resell links to our online store and earn a 30% commission, there's an affiliate program as well. So there's a number of different things that are happening with all these different partner programs, right? So this is the last slide in this presentation in terms of, much of this is turnkey, right? Whether it's the self-paced e-learning or you add in an instructor and you make it an instructor-led course to offer that higher level of personalization and engagement and structure, right? Because these instructor-led classes happen at a scheduled time. That flexibility is there. Whether you're looking for different types of solutions in terms of single courses to enterprise-wide solutions, that's a combination of instructor-led and self-paced. That's available for you as well. And then, of course, we're delivering through our partners around the world. Hundreds of partners today, but we need more. Someone said, is there ever too many certifications? Is there ever too many partners? No, not in this new world, right? There are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of healthcare companies and employees. They all need to get ready and go deeper on their AI journey in every country around the world. That's just one example, right? This is not about having 10 partners in a country. It is about how do we address the needs of millions and millions of learners across all these different job roles and across all these different industries, right? So we're ready to get going. The big question is, are you guys ready to go on this journey with us? This is the goal. We're looking for partners. You've seen the links in the chats. You can go to our website. You can fill out the partner form. That gets one of our members of our partner team reaching out to you and seeing how we can help you become a partner. You can go, and if you want to see that experience where I did the screenshot of, these different ways of learning the course topics and things like this, and the way that we deliver these certification credentials with this, really cool QR code and stuff, go sign up for the AI Plus Foundation course. It's free. 4 hours long, AI literacy includes the exam. This is our offering to the world to get everyone ready at that basic AI literacy. It's a great way to see what the experience is of the course and the exam. Many of our partners use use the AI Plus Foundation course as a lead magnet, right? They go into companies and individuals saying, take this, see the experience, get some value out of this. Hundreds and hundreds of people sign up for AI Plus Foundation every day. So it is a great offering. Those would be my two call to actions from you. All right, Miranda, we're at the top of the hour. You did the middle, I did the beginning and the end. I hope everyone had a chance to get some value out of this. I hope you take one or both of those action steps that I recommended. And if we didn't get a chance to answer your questions that you posted in the chat, we'll follow up with you. Everyone here will get a copy of the recording. You'll get a certificate of attendance. You can see the QR code on that for an example as well. But thank you everyone for taking 60 minutes out, and let's wrap things up.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben and Miranda, for those powerful insights into how organizations can unlock growth by actually investing in AI skills and readiness. It was quite an insightful session, I would say. And to our audience, I would like to thank you for joining us today and for your engaging participation throughout the event. If you'd like to learn more about AI certs or explore partnership and certification opportunities, please visit our website or connect with our team directly after this session. We'll be sharing the recording and the session highlights and obviously your participation certificate shortly. Once again, thank you for spending time with us. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good
Thank
day.
you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you.